benefit of using these scripts is that you'll get faster and smoother. No pauses, hesitation, no mistakes. It'll be natural. If you're accustomed to ignoring or skipping the words that you don't know, that slow you down, then when you're talking, you won't feel uncomfortable if you do make a mistake, if you do have a problem, or there's a word you can't understand. You'll skip that word and just keep going, keep having the conversation. We all do that in our own native language also. The most common word in every language is what? What did you say? What? And so it's natural for even natives to not understand each other. We don't always know what the other person said, and so we say, oh, please say that again. And so these scripts will give you that important practice, that important experience in continuing on with the conversation in spite of mistakes, in spite of misunderstanding. You can say, oh, just keep talking, just keep talking. I don't understand what you're saying, but just keep talking. And eventually you figure it out. You know, that's how everybody does a conversation, is they just keep going and going until they figure out what this guy is talking about. He's saying red, something that's red. Is he talking about tomatoes? Is he talking about a fire truck? Rose? What's he talking about? Something red. And so, but as he starts talking, he's talking about men in uniform, water, fire. And so, okay, he's talking about fire truck or the sun. Astronauts visiting the sun. And so, as the conversation progresses, you have a clearer understanding, picture of everything they're saying. If you stop them and say, oh, please stop, I don't understand what you're talking about, please explain that word to me. If you do that, he's or she is going to get annoyed, whoever you're talking to. You know, every time you stop them, if it's a 5-minute conversation and you stop them at every sentence, oh, I don't understand that word, oh, I don't understand that phrase, oh, I don't understand that sentence, then a 5-minute conversation turns into a 20-minute conversation or longer. I always worry about people trying to learn English or any language from watching movies, because one problem is time. To watch a movie takes an hour and a half. But do you always understand what they're saying? Of course not. And you're watching that movie because you're trying to learn more words, more vocabulary, phrases. And so what you're going to do is you're going to stop the movie and rewind. And how many times do you think you're going to do that during a movie? The movie is already an hour and a half long, 1 hour, 30 minutes long. So if you're stopping, pausing, rewind, and listening to everything, even just twice, or even just one more time, you just turned an hour movie into a 2-hour movie or 3-hour movie. You know, that's frightening. And I think it's bad enough that you're already wasting 1 hour. You know, my scripts, they only take 1 minute, 1 minute per day. And in fact, just 3 days per week. It will keep you at the minimum standard. And so I don't recommend movies. What I do recommend is get the script of the movie. Because one of the main problems of movies is it's visual. A lot of times they're not talking, especially an action movie. Most of the time it's just people running around, guns, shooting each other, zombies chasing them, making weird noises. They're not going to have a full conversation. And so probably 45 minutes or even an hour, 45 minutes of that movie is non-dialogue, no talking. And so you just wasted 45 minutes of your life. And so if you get a script of the movie, the transcript, the manuscript, it's just all pure dialogue. So you can just read. You don't have to sit there and watch, a gunfight, or two people boxing. You don't have to wait for the dialogue. So you got it right there. And I've through my experience, I've experienced that usually a movie, an hour and a half movie, is actually only about 20 minutes, maybe 15 minutes worth of reading. So that dialogue, you could be done with that movie 15 minutes. You're done with that movie and on to the next movie. You can go through 10 movies per day at that rate. And literally, there are thousands of movies. And so imagine how good your language would be. What's special about my scripts, why my scripts are so special, is because they're specifically designed to give you all of the progression that you're looking for when reading a script. When you're watching a movie, a lot of times it's about violence, it's about zombies or aliens or, fantasy, magic, or other off topics, things that we don't talk about in real life. Vampires, werewolves, we don't talk about that stuff in real life. What you want is a movie about family, school, job, different roles, relationships, reality, real life. And so my scripts, we've gone through all of the movies of the world, all of the books, magazines, newspaper, everything, trying to discover dialogue about real world issues and using up-to-date, current speaking content, grammar, vocabulary, cliches, idioms, because these things always change. Every 5 years, all languages, they lose some vocabulary, they lose some idioms, phrases, expressions. And so every 5 years, a language changes dramatically. And so if you're reading a college textbook, it says it's the 25th revision, that means it could be 50 years old. It was first written 50 years ago or 70 years ago. 25 revisions, that might be 100 years old. So they've taken Shakespeare's manual and every 10, 20 years they've revised it. And so it's going to have some problems. And especially, even a book that's just 20 years old, and it usually takes 2 years for an author to get their textbook published. And then by the time it gets to you, the student, it's probably been in use for 5, 10 years. And so you're getting it when it's already 20 years old, even if it's supposedly a brand new book. And so that's another problem with English and other language classes and courses at universities and school. And so my scripts, I'm not saying that you shouldn't go to school. I'm not saying that this is better than that. I think you still need grammar. You still need vocabulary. You still need to learn the language. My scripts don't teach you the language. What my scripts do is they correct that little problem that you develop in class, which is you're using outdated vocabulary, outdated idioms and expressions and phrases. I'm giving you the updated. And so your brain will figure it out real quick. Your brain is a supercomputer. It learns on its own. It does all of this on its own. So when it sees these scripts and you're reading it out loud, your brain will start taking notes, analyze it, compares the old stuff you've learned with the new stuff. And the more times it sees something, your brain automatically recognizes, oh, that's common, oh, that's important, that's updated. The brain automatically updates too, There's nobody walking around speaking Shakespeare, right? So we all naturally, automatically update ourselves as the world updates or continues to progress around us. We stay up with it. So you don't need you do need education, college, high school, elementary school. You need courses, lessons. And so this script is basically the graduation course. This is what they should give you when you graduate from a language course, is these scripts, because these scripts just touch and brush off your language a little, so that now you are more like a native, more fluent, more up to date. And our scripts are updated each year, and they're free at our website. And so we're not trying to get money out of anybody. We have ways that we are profiting, that we are making money, but primarily this is a gift to the whole world. We want everybody to be fluent. That's why I created this company. And so I got tired of seeing my friends, spend so much money and so many years at school and courses in college and not get the results they wanted. I'm happy that we have college and these courses and they are vital. They're important. That's 90% of what you need to speak a language. Now, my scripts just finish it. They just give you the extra added 10%, the speaking ability. So I hope that helps you. I hope you'll follow the instructions, the 3 rules. We only have 3 rules, and they're very vital. I'll talk about that in some of my other videos. So enjoy. Read my scripts 1 minute per day, and you'll see dramatic results. And when you do, please tell others about these scripts, about Anna Easing, our magazine, our online blogs, and ChatFellow, the name of our tool, which is these scripts. So thank you. Have a good day. Goodbye.